Alright, and now we have to do the bottom string. And what you're going to want to do here is, I just tie a loose knot, just a regular knot, just a loose knot, and then you're going to want to go through. If your head has 4 holes like this one, you're going to want to go through the inner one on the left side and go from the bottom up and then go down through that second hole. And if not, if your head doesn't have 4 holes on the bottom, then you're just going to want to just do that on one of your 2 holes. And you're going to want to weave in and out of the mesh. So you go through the bottom of that one, through the top of this one, and so on. And it's just going to go like this. Front of the mesh, back of the mesh, front again, and then through the hole up through the bottom, and then you just want to go down through this second inner hole, and you're just going to want to, and the reason why I left that knot loose is so that we can keep these bottom strings even, so one side is not looser than the other. So you're going to take that loose knot and you're going to want to make sure the bottom string lengths are even. So, and then you just tie both of those off. Just your basic knot on both of them. And that'll really be it for the bottom string. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the shooting strings. And for our shooting string setup, because this is just a basic string job, and we're just going to do 2 straight and 1 U. So we're going to start off with this straight. And for this you're just going to need 1 shooter, about, I don't know, arm's length, and then you go through this little gap here and pull that through, and then you're going to want to go through the first hole through the front side, and you're just going to want to make sure these are even here so that they're not uneven when you tie it off or you run out of length. So what you're going to want to do here is you're going to fold this one over top of this string, and then you're going to go through the back of that mesh hole, and you're just going to go through that little gap right there, and you're just going to pull that through, and then you're going to go through the front of that mesh hole, the next mesh hole, and just like that. And then back to the back side, and you're just going to fold that over this string here, take it right through that gap, pull it through, and go through the front of that next mesh hole. And this is just what you're going to want to do to get your straight across, your shooter straight across. And fold it over through the back side of that mesh, through that little gap, and then to the front, through the front of the next mesh hole. And then fold it over through the gap, pull it through the front of the next mesh hole. And for your top shooter, you're going to want to have it tighter than the other ones, because you don't want it to lip off the top of the head. So you're going to want to have this be your tightest shooter, and then you're going to have the next one be looser and your U be loosest one. Some people like it when the ball lips off the top, but this is just for basic, so we're not going to do that. So we're doing the same thing and just folding that over, going through that hole, and then going through the front of the next mesh hole. And same thing. And I'm just going to finish this one up. And then you just tie these off. Alright, so now we're just going to do the next straight, and I'm just going to do this one a little bit quicker because I think you guys get the gist of it. And those are going to be your 2 straight across shooters. And now we're going to move on to the U. So you're going to want to do the same thing as last time. Just start one more down. And just put it through that outside gap, and then through the front side of that mesh hole. Make sure these lengths are the same here, and that should be good. And you just fold that over and go through that gap through the front side, and this is just the same thing as the straights, same weaving in and out. The only difference here is that we're just making a U instead of a straight. So I'll tell you when we're gonna arc the U and where the arc's gonna be. And for this, it's gonna be the same thing as a straight. We're just gonna skip one hole down. So once we get to this hole right here, you're just gonna wanna start going across, and you're going to want to go.
What are you guys making?
Alright, shit, I messed up anyway. Alright, so you're going to want to start going across, and you're going to go 5 diamonds across. So that's our second diamond. So we're just doing the same thing here into our third diamond across the top. Just like this. And now you have your 5 diamonds across the top, so you're going to want to start going down each side, and we're just doing the same thing. And you go down into the next mesh holes. And I'll just finish this up.
say subscribe in the end.
Yeah. Alright, now I'm just gonna tie this off. And there's your finished product, and it's gonna look like this. Alright guys, that's just gonna end our video, and this is Zach from East Coast and Lax, and comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks for watching.